Well, it's really nice to be here at the Latin American Conference in Sao Paulo, Brazil. It's nice to see you in person.
It's my pleasure. And just to introduce myself, I'm Louis Wolf. I'm a tax partner, and I have been working in KPMG since 2007.
Yes.
And
A long time.
A long time. But I started my career back in 1999. A 48 years old man, and I'm very glad to say that I'm the national leader for tax and ESG. Why am I glad to say? Because I had always worked with taxes, and sometimes taxes can be boring, can be very...
No.
Sometimes the issues are very only technical, but when you discover that tax can have a purpose inside, it adds some spice. And things are more... You put a sense of mission on it when you mix tax and ESG. And that's something very funny, because no one can understand how can tax connect to ESG. Because when you think about ESG, you think about a lot of trees lined up, you think about a child holding a vase with some plant inside, or a beautiful nature image. How can you connect it to taxes? And it's a beautiful message I'd like to deliver here. First thing, nothing can be more ESG than properly pay your taxes. Let me give you an example. A lot of companies do by themselves a lot of social actions by giving away schools or giving away educations for their communities around. A lot of Brazilian companies do this kind of thing. It's beautiful, and it's something blessed. But only the state, only the government has the long reach to go to Brazilian favelas or to the poor communities here in Brazil and to give them health, education, and security. And how can the government do this? By having money in their pockets. And this money arises by the daily payment of taxes. So, if a company is paying their fair share of taxes in a compliance way, this company is providing health to the poor communities in Brazil, in South Africa, or wherever in the world. So it's a way to be it's a beautiful way to be ESG, is to duly pay the fair share of taxes. And a very nice phenomenon I had seen is companies releasing tax transparency reports. It's a way to say, hey, society, here you can find that I had profits of 1 billion, but I paid 200 million of tax last year. So I'm properly doing my role. Or even some companies this is a very advanced degree of tax transparency, but some other companies, they just publish on their website a kind of public commitment that they are properly paying their tax. They pay no bribery to tax authorities. They had no artificial operations on tax havens, for example. It's a kind of public commitment that they are complying with their tax requirements for the society. And it's a whole new world. It's a post-pandemic world that the companies are having this kind of behavior.
And are you seeing a lot more Brazilian companies publishing in that
Yes, even though it's not obligatory, but it happens, in my opinion. First thing is a very romantic reason. It's because the mindset changed after the pandemics, but it's a kind of romantic way of thinking. It's a more topic. But the second reason is the fear of being cancelled. And also, yes, it's a way to care about the reputation of the company.
So it's good for business as well.
It's good for business as well. It's good for the society. It's good for the government. And it's good for governance, because E and S are clearly visible even for non-tax professionals. Even for a child knows that it's wrong to be a racist or sexist or something like this. Something that is internal. If you see some company putting garbage in a river, for example, of course you're going to be revolted.
Right.
It's visible.
Yep.
The ENS are you don't need to explain. It's in our DNA that's wrong if you are not following the ENS. But only if you have a very strong G, you can control the E and the S. And only if you have a very strong gene, you can properly pay your taxes, especially here in Brazil, because tax environment is very complex. And this is the first connection between ESG and tax. And the second one is the fact that the taxes may be used to boost or to unboost behaviors.
In that regard, how do taxes help the world become greener?
Good question. The tax can be used as a way to, I don't like this word, but to manipulate behaviors. Possibly there's a better word, because manipulate has a bad sense, but you can indicate some behaviors you'd like to by reducing taxes, or if you'd like to avoid any behavior, you can just increase the taxes over this. For example, if you'd like people to not use diesel on the trucks, you just raise the taxes for diesel. On the other hand, if you'd like people to have a solar panel on over their residence, their roofs, you just reduce the taxes for solar panels. Okay, and the energy transition, and it's something really critical to us because all the phenomena we are seeing about climate change, they are 90% provoked by the use of fossil fuels. And again, the government has the power to boost the energy transition behaviors for a greener society. And by boost I mean to reduce taxes for alternative for energy transition, like wind, solar, biofuel, for example, and to by increasing the taxes over the fossil fuels.
Great, interesting. So I know I was watching, and you're very popular here, talking to lots of people about ESG. How are you helping on this journey?
Yes. First thing is to talk about the all these tax benefits we have in Brazil. The second thing, it's very important. We have an R&D, research and development research incentive here in Brazil that it's very powerful. You can have, if you spend 100 with a new technology, you can deduct this 100 plus a premium of 60. So you have an additional 60% as a premium. As
So
an
a real
extra
incentive.
Yes, if you are developing a new technology, and come on, a lot of companies in Brazil are developing new technologies for the magic word, decarbonization. And some companies, unfortunately, don't know that this R&D benefit exists in Brazil. So it's also a way to help the companies here. And the third side is to talk about the sale of carbon credits. Brazil has a huge forest cover here, and we can try to mitigate all the bad carbon effects by selling carbon credits. It's something to be regulated here in Brazil, but a lot of foreign clients are asking me about this. And last but not least, and talking back again to the tax transparency, we are helping companies to be more committed to the society by publishing the way they treat taxes by paying their fair share of taxes. And here in KPMG, we can provide this kind of assistance too, and something very useful here for Brazil.
Well, that's really interesting, Lucas. The message about connecting a purpose to taxes is really good. And then just the opportunities to be better corporate citizens, if you will, on the planet.
We have been working with taxes for so many years, and it's a new spice we are putting now into our food. It's a spice of purpose to have a sense of mission by using our old hopes of tax professionals.
Just fascinating. There's no wonder you're so popular here. So thank you for this fascinating discussion. Thank you.
It was my pleasure.